Hey A&Pers, this is Dr. Jones checking in with A&P 1 Lab 3 video 4 maybe. So this is where we start page 26, which are the muscles. So this first muscle is the occipitofrontalis, and it has two bellies. On the occipital bone, it has the occipital belly, and on the frontal bone, it has the frontal belly. In between them is this gray connective tissue tendon, which is the epicranial aponeurosis. Around the eyeball is the orbicularis oculi, O-C-U-L-I, 1C. And around the mouth is the orbicularis oris. And remember, it's orb like a sphere, O-R-B, I-C-U-L-A-R-I-S. And then this deep cheek muscle here is the buccinator. This cheek is the buccal region, and it compresses your cheeks, like when Zoolander makes the blue steel. From the zygomatic bone to the corner of the mouth is the zygomaticus major. And then for the muscles of mastication, mastication is chewing, masticar. Oh, getting better. This is the masseter, which is indeed a massive muscle. Now, it's not this orange globby thing in front of it. That'll be a salivary gland with a salivary duct. We'll come back to that. But you want this muscle right here for the masseter. The temporalis muscle is the only model it shows on, and it's on the temporal bone. And it actually goes under the zygomatic arch and attaches to the coronoid process of the mandible. Temporalis works to elevate the jaw, and the masseter helps with elevation and some other chewing movements. Okay, set that down. And in the neck, we have the sternocleidomastoid, because it goes from the sternum, sterno, and the clavicle, clido, and attaches to the mastoid process. So this is the muscle in your neck, sternocleidomastoid. Let's find these head muscles on the little lady. So we've got the occipitofrontalis muscle, frontal belly, occipitofrontalis muscle, occipital belly. In between is the epicranial aponeurosis. Around the eyeball is the orbicularis oculi. Around the mouth is the orbicularis oris. Cheekbone to corner of the mouth is the zygomaticus major. Deep cheek muscle is the buccinator. And on the jaw, masseter. And the temporalis doesn't show. These muscles here are superficial to the temporalis. But you can see these two muscles on the neck. These are the sternocleidomastoid. You can see they come from the sternum and the clavicles right here. This muscle on the back is the trapezius. Okay, and then our book goes to the chest muscles. So you may recall that the term for ribs are costal, C-O-S-T-A-L. So these little muscles that go from rib to rib are called intercostals. They start at one rib and stop at the next rib. They're just literally run from rib to rib. So here on the inside, you can see the internal intercostals, because that's the deep version. And on this model, you've got a superficial dissection on the right, double check before I say it, and a deeper dissection on the left. So this is the same muscle from the front. So this is the internal intercostal, and it runs, see how it runs this direction? And this, there's a little bump there. This is a separate muscle that lives superficial to the internal intercostal, and it's the external intercostal. So internal intercostal, external intercostal, internal, external, internal, external, internal, external. Next on the list is the external oblique. You can tell the external obliques because they cover the costal cartilages, and they're oblique because they're diagonal, and the fascicles run obliquely. This side, which is a deeper dissection, the external intercostals have been removed. The internal intercostals end at the bottom of the costal cartilage. And you can see on this side with the external intercostal that there's 3 layers here. You've got external intercostal, internal intercostal, and transversus abdominis. This is your transversus abdominis, and the fibers do run transversely. Transversus abdominis. And you can see on this side where the external intercostal has been removed, there are only 2 layers. Down the middle is the rectus abdominis. They won't ask on this side because this is a sheath that covers the rectus abdominis. And we're not learning these cross tendons, but we are learning this one down the middle. This is the linea alba. So, rectus abdominis, linea alba, and as you can see, everyone has these crossbars, so everyone has an 8-pack under there somewhere. We also need to know the serratus anterior, and there's one attached to each rib that actually help when you take a big deep inhale. Serratus anteriors. And let's find all of those muscles on the, before we leave, pectoralis major, and below that is pectoralis minor, so you should add that to the list. And then this is the top cut part of the sternocleidomastoid. So that's how that fits together. Okay, and again, sternum, clavicles. Okay, we covered all of that. Let's do that on here. So we've got pectoralis major on both sides, external oblique, serratus anterior, external oblique, serratus anterior, rectus abdominis, linea alba. Alba means white, like albino. And then on the inside, we have the transversus abdominis. That 110 there is all you can see of the internal oblique on this model. And you can see the internal intercostals, but with both pectoralis majors on here, you cannot see the external intercostals. Okay, I believe that covers, oh, diaphragm. So this is the diaphragm from the muscle person model, removed by itself. So every now and then you'll see that on the test. More often, they'll just point right here to the diaphragm. And how do we spell diaphragm? D-I-A-P-H-R-A-G-M. And you absolutely need the G to get credit for diaphragm here. Okay, that covers page 26. Right. Okay, let's start working on the arm. You know what? Let's make arm a separate video. So this has been A&P 1, Lab 3, Video 4. And we'll come back with the arm for Video 5. Education must go on. Dr. J out.